Hi, my name is Charlie, and I'm going to be talking about capture techniques for gray wolves to determine the safest and most effective way researchers can capture these animals. A problem researchers face when studying and managing wolves is that capturing them can be difficult and dangerous for both the researcher and the animal, and there are several techniques that can be utilized, but none of them are perfect and they all have their pros and cons. One of the techniques that researchers use to capture wolves are foothold traps. Foothold traps lay flat on the ground with two clamping jaws spread 180 degrees apart. The trap activates when the animal steps on the center coil or spring and causes the jaws to clamp shut on the leg of the animal. Animals can be easily injured because of these traps, but they can be modified into a padded or offset jaw version, which will reduce the chance of injury for the animal. Additionally, they can be easily hidden, and the animal falling victim by chance of stepping on it helps to minimize age, sex, and size bias. The main concerns with this technique is that the animal can be easily injured from the trap itself or in an attempt to free itself, and other animals can fall victim to the trap just as easily as the wolf. There are also safety concerns involved with a researcher approaching a wolf that is caught in the trap but still has a small range of mobility. Another technique that can be used are cage or box traps, where the idea is to lure the animal inside the cage and a mechanism is triggered once they are inside that causes the door to close behind them and trap them inside. The good thing for this method is that being contained in a box means the animal is safer from self-injury compared to a foot or neck snare and is protected from other animals while trapped. Also, approaching a caged wolf is safer and easier for transportation than approaching a wolf caught in a snare. However, wolves are very smart, and generally the efficiency for capturing wolves in a cage or a box is pretty low. Also, the wolves can still injure themselves in an attempt to free themselves, and the bait placed within the trap can easily attract other species, causing them to be caught instead of the wolves, which are the main target. The final method I am reviewing is the use of a helicopter to shoot either a net or a tranquilizing drug at the wolf to capture it. The use of the helicopter is good for rapid capture and transportation or re-release of the animal. However, using helicopters can be risky for researchers as well as very stressful for the animal being pursued. Helicopters are fast and versatile in movement, but still limited in where they can go, and pursuing an animal with force cover is very difficult or impossible. Although the time the animal spends being captured may be lower, animals that get caught in a net can still injure themselves, or if a tranquilizer gun is used, there is a risk of injury involved there as well. Also, aiming and shooting a gun while in a moving helicopter is not easy, and the shooter can miss their shot enough times to lose the opportunity to catch the animal. After reviewing these techniques and considering the safety of the animal, and researchers as well as efficiency, I determined that modified box traps are the best choice. They have low capture rates because the wolves are too wary to go inside. A double-ended box trap that looks more like a tunnel than a hole would make the wolf more secure about going inside because it would look like there was an escape opportunity. Furthermore, if you disguise the box and looks and smell to make it seem more natural and part of the environment, it would help to lower the suspicion of the wolf. The wolf would be contained, and the researchers could approach safely and potentially have an easier time moving the animal if they kept it contained within the box. I would like to thank all of the researchers whose work I read to learn and understand more about this issue. It was all incredibly interesting, and I learned a lot. I would like to thank everyone for listening and watching, and I invite you to comment below with any thoughts or questions that you have for me.